happy to have you back with us. Yes, it's summertime, could you tell? And that means a little more free time on our hands, or it should mean a little more free time on our hands to do whatever we want. But while we're out being young and free, the mind also needs some knowledge and action. And what better way to engage the mind than reading? We have with us our resident book girly. Oh, can you imagine that we're here now? Founder of The Bookshelf Jamaica, Kamisha Anderson, here to give us a 411 on the wild, funny, and engaging book reads for the summer as we transition from tea to mocktails. And speaking of mocktails, I do not want to be here having mocktails alone. It looked bad. So we have some mocktails here for you guys as well.
Oh.
Thank you, my friend Trevor. These are lychee mint lemonades, and they're so good.
Gracias.
I hear Keisha in production room asking for one right now.
Thank you, cheers.
Cheers. No, it's so good, guys. It's so refreshing. So I was just saying earlier, I can't believe since the first time we did our very first book club, to hear now. I love that this has been something that has continued on this show because we have so many readers.
Right.
So I want to know, what are some of our fun reads and maybe not so fun reads and maybe funny reads for summer?
So it's summer, so we want to keep it light. We want something that you can just read on the beach. It's an afternoon at Devon House, Hope Garden, something to keep it light. And the girls are in their romance era.
Oh, okay. Now
The girls are in their romance era, so we are starting with one of the best romance novels that I've read in a while.
Really? It's called Real?
It's called Real. So this is Real by Kennedy Ryan. And the first thing is, this is a black romance story. So this follows a young actress. She's moved to New York. She is off Broadway. She's an understudy, and she finally gets her big break and falls in love with her producer.
Oh, man.
But it is such a beautiful love story. It is so easy to read. I'm currently reading it again.
Oh, I love that.
Because I want to go into the summer with something nice and flirty.
So hold on there. When you read a book already, it's like, so sometimes I don't want to rewatch a show, but watch it up.
Because you know what the end is.
I think that's the difference with me. I love to rewatch a show. I'll rewatch a series multiple times. So I'll reread a book multiple times.
Because new things come up, I'm sure.
And you will see things that you didn't see the first time around.
Exactly.
But I want to say, gentlemen, if you're watching, when we read these books, we get into the minds and experiences.
Tell them,
Yes.
Tell them.
Don't shy away from these
It's so true.
novels,
It's so true.
Right.
All right. I love that.
Next up, we have It Starts With Us.
Right. Oh my gosh.
It Ends With Us. It was actually book 1, and it was made into a movie that came out this year with Blake Lively. This is book 2 in the series. It Starts With Us.
It's the other way around.
Yes.
It Ends With Us was first.
And now It Starts With Us take us to the beginning of the story. So using journal entries, they're able to tell the story of how they started with Atlas, and then after the breakup and how that story evolved. So this is a beautiful, I actually prefer this one.
No. Yeah, that's right. You know that this was what I brought both books from you when we did our first maybe book club, I think. You remember, I think that was when we did it, and it was those 2 books. I'm going to read this one next.
So this is actually book 2 in that series. Did you like the movie?
Yes, I did. I didn't mind the movie, but obviously it can't compare to the book, right?
That's why Atlas wasn't named?
No. I think Atlas might be older than this book. I don't know.
Probably. And then we move into something that IT might like.
Okay, here we go
not
now.
just IT.
So this is Born a Crime by South African comedian Trevor Noah.
Yeah.
And this is for those people who, no matter what, they cannot read fiction. They need something that is not fiction, but also something that's light, something that's easy. Now, Trevor Noah was born in South Africa during the time of apartheid. Now, is there a way to make apartheid funny? Trevor Noah figured it out. He found a way. So you can see it's a very small book. It's an easy afternoon read on a beach. It talks about when he was, because he's born to a South African mother, a Swiss father, black and white, that was not allowed, how he had to hide in the house because his mother was fearful that they would take him away. And he found a way to make that light and funny.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
He's a brilliant mind, and he's very talented. I'm very fascinated and intrigued and impressed with his ability to impersonate different characters accurately. So I can just imagine.
And I'm impressed by his commentary, like the way that he brings humor into some. It's just amazing. Very cool. So
this is definitely a good one. I think this book came out in 2016, and people haven't stopped talking about it as a memoir, just because even though he goes through some rough times, he talks about his break into comedy, moving to the US, going on TV, it is still light and fun. It's Trevor Noah.
Wow, I love that.
It's Trevor Noah.
All right, and then our next book, I think I remember you telling me about this one
I can't stop recommending Queenie. If anybody comes up to me and say, can you recommend a book for me to read, especially people in their 20s, in their 30s, going through it, I cannot stop because it's so relatable. So Queenie is a Jamaican British girl. I think she's 25 in the novel, and she's living in London and just trying to figure it out. From relationships, she had just broken up. I think the book picks up when she has just broken up from her white boyfriend, and it's just a roller coaster from that. It is questionable decisions. It is her questioning herself, what do you want out of life? But you find yourself sympathizing with her. You find yourself like, girl, what? That's what we're doing.
Right.
And but in the end, you really want her to win. And I consider this book an unput-downable book. I think the first time I read it,
unput-downable.
The first time I read it, I read throughout the night, and I didn't realize I was reading throughout the night until my alarm went off, and it's time for me to get ready to go to work. And I'm like, what did you do?
I'm thinking
So it is unput-downable for me. I'll always recommend.
So that's your top recommendation out of all the books today, you think? You think that would be your go-to for the summer?
Yes. I think these are some books that are definitely easy to read in the summer. You know, it's not too heavy on the heart, even though Queenie does go to some dark places. But it's still so easy to read, and I think that's what we need for the summer. Just books that you can read on the beach, an afternoon, just chill it. Well, not outside. Outside is hot.
Me tell you.
Well, I am still stuck on what you just said, because it has to be a page turner if it is that you started reading in the night and read through the entire night. You know, Tammy, if you're so intrigued and captivated by something and it keeps you awake.
Yes, it's like a series on Netflix. You want to watch the next one.
Come
it's like
easy, you know.
Me want sometimes we not talk to me and say, go so.
Turn on you one.
Queenie for me was definitely unput-downable.
You make me feel like you've never met a book that you don't like, though.
No, I've definitely have. And I will give up on a book. I will I'll give up on a book. And I particularly dislike books that are overhyped, and then you get to it and you're like, am I dumb? Am I not understanding something? Like,
I love it.
What are we talking about?
Is there a go-to genre for you, non-fiction, fiction?
Fiction for me, I think reading takes you to outer worldly places, and I love the fact that I can get lost in a book and not take it too seriously. I'll do read nonfiction, I read memoirs and so on, but I like to go wild with my imagination, and I like to picture characters. So that is why I also prefer book over a movie, because in a book I can describe the character anyhow I want to describe the character. I can visualize him, but in a movie you have to take what them give you.
I want to know where we can hear more about like your recommendations, where we can buy books. Tell us everything we need to know about how we can stay in touch with you, because you are so enthusiastic about reading. It literally spills over onto me. I love that.
So we're on Instagram, on the shelf JA. You can see all the books that we have for sale there. People are really getting into reading this summer, thankfully, because people need to read. I think we don't read enough in this day and age, especially physical books. I'm a physical book. I cannot do e-books. I cannot do audiobooks. I have to do physical books. So you can follow us at On The Shelf JA on Instagram, Facebook, and on TikTok.
Just a shout out to people who have to do audiobooks like myself.
Yeah.
It's okay, our learning style is different.
It's definitely okay. Everybody has their preference.
Just read the book, however you can read the book. Yeah, I love that.
Just read the book.
Read the book.
Right.
Well, I'll cheers to that, I think. Great recommendations today. Thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
Always happy to be
I love to hear you
here.
talking about books, and it makes me want to go and pick up all of those books.
And the good thing is you already have one.
I do have, and I have Trevor Noah as well, Born a Crime. So
Love that.
I'll maybe reread it.
You can let it to IT.
I want to read Real and Queen.
And Real, yes. I think Real would be good too.
Yeah. Listen, reading is good. It stimulates the imagination. It activates and enlarges your active vocabulary, your passive vocabulary is, you know? Big up Kamisha Anderson, founder of Bookshelf Jamaica, for the awesome book recommendations. So don't forget to dive into those stories. Until next time, keep reading those unputdownable.
Learn a word.
Yeah, unputdownable books.
Your word.
Sunrises. You heard it here first. We have more Sunrise for you after this break.
Reading maketh a good man.